Yo, squeak squeak animals. So as most of you know, I had a hoarding problem when I was in high school, and that culminated in all these years later just having tons and tons of products that I still, even a decade later, haven't used. And I've always had this idea of putting them all together, melting them all together, seeing what the average color is, because I picked up some weird colors over the years, right? We got this one, and this was a real favorite, the 1046 Chalk and Pink from the Hard Candy line. I wore that pretty much all through high school, if you can believe it. People on social media encouraged me to do really stupid and harmful things to my social life because I was depressed. Yeah, today I'm gonna go through this whole box and take a little chunk out of every single lip product that I have in here that has any color to it. The majority of my stuff is entirely clear like this that you might have seen me reviewing, and things that are mildly colored like this. I don't wear any full color thing unless it's, you know, purely a real, actual, natural color. Could be mistaken for an actual lip color. I'm kind of normal now and grown up. I'm an adult now. I don't use social media anymore, so looking respectable is really important to me. So here's the collection we're working with. We got the various forms of purple, and then we got some red. And this one, holy frick, I have had the biggest damn time with this one. Trying to make it a wearable color, just melting it, remelting it, melting it again, you know, 50% more with this thing. It's still not great. I still wouldn't wear that outside. I only wear it during the night while I'm editing and no one sees it, because I just gotta use this stuff up. If it can't be used for hairline, I have to use it up somehow. Some of this stuff was purchased 2015, some of it was 2016. A lot of the really weird colors are gonna be used on my hairline, but I'm planning to be ginger in the new year, so I have other plans for covering up that. Yeah, let's start taking chunks out of things. Since it's not likely to be something that I'm actually gonna frickin' use, I'm gonna use the smallest possible. Here's my rainbow of cosmetics. As you can see, there's really just 50-50 things that I bought but don't want and would never frickin' wear again, and then things that I actually would wear. This is not it. I'm gonna eventually make it into something like that. Well, there it is. Every lip product I own. It's crazy. And pretty much every frickin' graph that I've tried to make, every pixelation that I've done would suggest the end result is going to be purple, but looking at this, I don't really think so. I don't know. Comment down below before I melt this what you think the color is going to be. I don't know. I don't even know what it's going to be, really. I've lit that fire, and I'm going to watch as it all melts. So I'm going to put the flash on. See what we dealing with here. That looks beautiful. Straight up. That's not something I would wear so far, but yeah, it looks nice at least. The smoke that's coming off is either from the bottom of the spoon or it's from the oils in there, because there are a lot of oils, there are a lot of mixed ingredients. You couldn't get more mixed than this, basically. Wow, I can't believe it. It's actually not purple. That's nuts. Now this thing is really convenient if you do melts of stuff. You kind of need one of these silicone paddles. It just gets it all right off there so that you don't have to burn your finger again and again. I tried to resist that for many years, but it really is what it is. It makes the whole job a lot easier. Wow, it really is such a small amount, but it is everything I own. Everything I own is inside of this mix. It really is nuts the combinations you can get when you mix everything together. Wow, touching it, it's actually harder than I thought it would be, but it's a lot of gloss in there. So, wow, that's almost somewhat wearable. I did not expect it to be. I thought it was gonna look like trash. See how I usually check whether a color actually looks natural or not by just going like this. And seeing what the difference is between my lips and whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I mean, it is a little purpley, but yeah, it's not frickin' bad. Wouldn't want to go out in broad daylight with this, but I'm really surprised that it came out like it did. Yeah. And my advice if you're a hoarder is that, so I dealt with, you know, bad practices of fricking buying things and, you know, drifting into hoarding. So my experiences in general, consuming way too damn much, go back even before I bought some of this stuff. For the last 4 years during the pandemic, I've really been trying my best to understand my whole mentality with that. And the thing that holds true for me is just capping it, right? You know, I read this book about Coco Chanel, and she says if you want to always look classy, put one thing back. Right? She would take off a scarf or something like that. And this works for bringing home stuff too, because always pride yourself on I got one thing less. Because in reality, one thing in terms of lip products, that can be a quarter of a year of stuff. That can be a quarter of a year of wear that you've just brought into your house. For me, every gram is a month, so even something like this, this would be 4 months worth. It's a $30 clear lip gloss. It came with some stuff I was buying. It also helps to carry around, you know, a list of your priorities with you. I have this great big freaking list of you know, just questions I gotta ask myself if I'm buying stuff, and questions after I bought things. This list is called When You Wanted What You Bought. And this one is fairly recent. I made it 2 years ago for when you're not doing as bad as you used to be doing, or you bought something that was necessary, but you still feel bad about it. So this one says, number one, did you get less or more than usual? So again, that comparison thing, comparison is freaking important. And then two, what do you need to do with the collection? And you can write about if it's stuff, you know, whether you got to dust it or repair some of it. In terms of cosmetics, you know, mixing them together to make things that you'll actually wear. Does this replace anything? Where are you putting it? A lot of these questions are just permission to rant about your problem. That's really helpful to actually be able to write it down instead of talking to people that really don't give a crap about it and are just going to give you the same non-advice over and over. For each of your worst categories that you picked up, read or clean up for 10 minutes. And if you bought, you know, a bunch of personal care products, use this amount of different products this week, but not the ones you bought. I like to have a hold off. If I buy something, I won't use it for the next 2 weeks. You want to cap the most amount of instant dopamine from your bad habits as you can. And then for each friend you can list, text them a new topic. And that's why I end up bringing home stuff I don't need, is because people just don't talk to me. They just refuse to talk to me and, you know, hang out with me and stuff like that. And so keep myself on the right path. It will help to actually, you know, text people, because it's always got to be me that does it. For every hour stayed up, write a paragraph of its effects. See. Lack of sleep is not something you should drift into, but I have many times, and it always makes everything a little worse. So, yeah, it's worth it to cap that as well. So that's my advice for anybody that is dealing with the sort of thing that I've shown in this video. I know the collection I have is not as bad as it used to be, but believe me, there used to be 80 lip products there. Freaking 80 of them. And a lot of the weird dark colored stuff just went on my hairline. I like to cover it up. As you can see, it's not very good. It refuses to really grow all that well. So I've had to make do with what I had, and I was glad to have that stuff. I'm getting better and better at using it up. I actually spent time making the thumbnail for that one where I slept outside on the beach in the middle of December, and somehow no one wanted to see this. I was high, sleeping on the beach in the middle of winter, and no one is interested in that. I don't know what the hell it is, really. But we've hit 601 subscribers as of yesterday, I think. I want to release the 500 subscriber video, but it's going to take a lot of editing because I have to re-screen record 5 hours of my own content that just showed up on Bandicam without the fricking audio. It'll get out to you, and I'm sure nobody's, waiting on it, pooping their pants, but yeah, squeak. It was nice to finally do this after all these years and see the end result is completely different than I expected. Squeak.